Hey everyone, this is Dean with DCA Crypto. Today I'm going to cover a strategy for you guys for getting ready and prepped for the next bull run, and a strategy to stick to while you're in the bull run so you can make sure that you're taking profits on the way up and that you don't get stuck holding other people's bags while they're selling and everybody else is telling you to hold on because your coins are going to the moon, and next thing you know the market corrects and you're at a loss. And I just don't want this to happen to you guys. I've got some guidelines that I want to cover with you guys on my strategy, what I'm going to do to keep myself in check and try to make sure that I'm taking profits on the way up and capitalize on the gains in the upcoming bull run. All right, guys, let's jump into it. All right, so first thing I've got here, guys, is to make a list to yourself of what you need to do, and you can copy this list of mine if you want to. Do what's best for your portfolio, but these are things that I'm going to be sticking to my guns on as best as I can, because it can be really difficult when the market's pumping really hard and you think everything's going to Mars. But the first thing I got here is don't FOMO into coins that are pumping, and I've been sticking to this pretty well in this accumulation phase. That's one thing that I've been sticking to really well. There's been coins out there, like Caspa and some other ones that have pumped pretty good, and Peppy and things like that, and people are FOMOing into them. I see them selling their other coins to move into these coins that have already pumped. Be careful of that, guys, because Caspa could have a correction back down to 2 cents. You don't know that. If you're selling your coins to jump into some of those, it's okay to accumulate them. Like at these prices around 3.5, 4 cents for Caspa, I think it's still a good deal. But just remember, we could have a market correction, and that could come back down into the 2 cent range at some point. So don't be upset if that happens. If it does, maybe you want to buy some more and get your dollar cost average down. But I see some people out there dumping their coins to jump into some of these other ones that have already pumped. So don't be a victim of that. Try to stick to your guns, and number 2 on my list is have a list of coins with buy zones established. This is what I try to stick to. I've got my Solana and Quant, and I've got Gala Games. I've got a bunch of other ones in my portfolio that I'm looking for buy zones for these ones. I keep buying Quant around $100 because I think it's a steal. Solana right now, I've accumulated all the Solana that I was trying to accumulate for the next bull run, but if it gets down again under $17 or so, I might pick some more up just because I think that's a great buying zone. Anything under $20 for Solana I think is a great buying zone. But I'm not going to chase some of these coins that have already pumped. There's certain times when it's time to buy and certain times when it's time to sell, and times to just hold. I see some people trying to swing trade. That can be dangerous too. People looking for like a 50% gain, and then they want to sell and try to jump into other things. But if you're buying to trade in the short term, that can be risky. I don't play that game. I buy it for the long term. Sometimes I'll buy a coin that gives me a good price point, and then all of a sudden it'll jump up like 100% in value, and I'll sell it and put that into another coin that's in one of my buy zones, and I'll do that from time to time. That's a good thing to do. But my strategy was to hold on to that coin for the next bull run. But if it pumped like 100% during this accumulation phase, there's a really good chance that it's going to come back down. So I'll take advantage of those price swings, and I'll sell and jump into something that is in another buy zone of mine that is a long-term hold. Now, another thing is to set up price alerts. You want to set up price alerts for your coins. Number 1, coins that you're looking to buy, you can set up actual limit buy orders to pick up those coins at the prices you're looking to buy them for. So if the price dips while you're sleeping or something, or when you're not paying attention, it automatically will purchase that coins for you if they reach that buy zone. Another thing is to set up price alerts for when your price targets are that you want to sell. So if you want to sell at a 5 or 10x, if you bought H bar at 5 cents and you want to sell some at 45 cents, you can set a sell alert on KuCoin or whatever app you're using. A lot of times you can set up a sell alert. I know CoinGecko has price alerts on that. You can get the CoinGecko app on your phone, and it'll alert your phone when it reaches a certain price, and then you could log in and sell your coins if you needed to. So make sure you're setting up price alerts. Number 5 is to have a plan to cash out. Make sure that you've got several exchanges that you can use to sell your coins on, and make sure that you've got a couple options to cash out into US dollars, like Coinbase and Kraken and a few others. You may be able to cash out into like Ethereum or something, and then you could possibly send it to your PayPal and cash out on PayPal with Ethereum or Bitcoin or something like that. That is another option. It just takes longer to do it that way, but just try to have multiple options set up for you so you can cash out in the bull run. And you don't want to keep your funds on the exchange in USDC or USDT in case the exchange were to shut down. Then all your funds are locked up. That happened with tons of people on Celsius. That, you know, like Jake Gordon, the YouTuber, he's got $500,000 that were locked up in the Celsius exchange, so he couldn't get his funds out. So you want to be careful of that and make sure you got a backup plan. Another thing is too, to make sure that you don't overestimate your price targets. I see people out there, you know, they're calling for like $10 Jasmine. Like some people think Jasmine is going to go to like $10 or $15 or something. Just make sure that you got realistic price targets set out. I know a lot of people are expecting H bar to get up to $2, but what if it doesn't? What if it only hits, you know, 75, 85 cents, or, you know, maybe $1? You know, there's no guarantee that it's going to hit these certain price targets. So make sure that you're taking out profits on the way up, and don't ever overestimate your price targets. And I'm going to show you an example here. You know, this market cap right now is $1.2 trillion for crypto. And last bull run, I got up to around 3 trillion. Now, I'm already seeing this. I'm already seeing people say that the crypto market cap is going to get to 10 trillion in the next bull run. Nobody knows that for sure. Like, nobody knows that. So they're expecting the market cap to get up to 10 trillion. What if it only gets up to 4 or 5 trillion? I'm guessing it's probably going to get between 5 and 7 trillion tops. Sure, it could get up to 10 trillion, but there's no guarantee of that. I mean, that would be a 3x of the entire crypto market cap from last time. It's possible, but how likely is it? I don't know. I'm not betting on a 10 trillion market cap in the next bull run. The Crypto Fear and Greed Index is a good indicator to use. You know, when you get this greed up in the, you know, if you look at the last bull run here, when Bitcoin was at a peak, we had greed up in this, you know, zone here for quite a while, 95, 90, for quite a while, and then it came back down here. So, you know, it's just kind of like, be careful. You don't know when the market's going to correct, and the next thing you know, there's like fear down, extreme fear down in 23 when the market corrects. So these are indicators, you know, when you start seeing greed up in the 90s, it may be time to start taking some profits. Another indicator is, you know, the Wall Street cheat sheet. You know, if you follow this guide here, it talks about, you know, the optimism. Oh, this rally is real. Belief. Time to get fully invested. These are people jumping in on the way up. Thrill. I'll buy more on margin. Gotta tell everyone to buy. They're telling everybody and their grandma to buy crypto and buy Bitcoin and all this stuff. And then you reach the euphoria stage. I'm a genius. We're all going to be rich. You know, and I was a victim of that in the last bull run. Everyone telling you, you know, oh, Bitcoin is going to $100,000, and I was holding on to my coins. And people are telling me certain coins were going up to this price or that price, and they never hit it. Next thing you know, we got a big crash, and here I could have taken profits and been in 6 figures easily. And you know, I was buying up in this area here, and I still was in 6-figure profits up in the top here. But then everything crashed down, and it was like, you know, it was a complete crash, and all my coins went to, you know, pretty much lower. I mean, lower than when I purchased them. I was at a complete loss at that point, because when Bitcoin corrects, the alts correct really hard. So you got to kind of keep that in mind. You know, when you're getting in this stage where you think that you're the smartest person in the world because you've got all these huge profits, it's called extreme greed, and you want to make sure that you're taking profits out on the way up to that stage. So when you're in that stage, you're already in profit. So if something happens at that point, you're still sitting in a good position. This Bitcoin rainbow chart's another good guide that I'm going to be using. I've shared this before. You know, that right now we're in this light blue zone. That's the buy zone. So we're still in this buy zone here in this accumulation phase. I'm expecting us to, you know, hopefully stay in this buy zone for a while before this next Bitcoin halving here. And if you look here, it came up actually into this holdo zone in the yellow and last bear market before it came back down. So it's possible that we could come down into this dark blue area, basically a fire zone sale before the next, before the next halving. We don't know, but I can assure you that once we start getting up in this yellow zone, the next bull run, I'm going to be selling and taking profits on the way up, because I just don't want to get stuck, at a loss like what happened in the previous bull run with a lot of people. Because everybody thought Bitcoin was going to $100,000 and it only hit 69,000. So there's going to be a lot of people calling for $150,000, $200,000 Bitcoin this next cycle, and it may or may not happen. So on my sheet here, I want to stress to you to take profits on the way up. Don't wait for the moon to sell. Make sure that, if you're in one of these smaller cap coins that you think could do really well, and you got a 10x on it, I would really start taking some profits. Don't wait for like Gala Games, you're getting that at what, 2.5, 3 cents right now. Don't wait for 75 cents or $1 to start taking profits. Start taking profits out at 25 to 30 cents. So you're, if you take out 20%, you've doubled your initial investment, hopefully, and then you've got 80% of your coins to try to ride on the way up. Make sure that you're doing that and taking profits, because otherwise you're going to get stuck and everybody else is going to be selling. The smart people are going to be selling while you're buying and holding, and then everything crashes and you're stuck. So make sure that doesn't happen to you guys. I've got the free Telegram group if you guys want to join that. The link is in the description of the video and the pinned comment. You might have to post the link in your web browser to join it, because some people are having an issue joining directly through the YouTube app. I'm also going to have my Discord. There's going to be a subscription service for that one, because that's going to be a more tight-knit community that I'm working closely with. And there will be a VIP section coming up for that one. I've discussed that in my previous videos, what that's going to partially entail. There's going to be a lot of benefits in there for people. But I do have the free Telegram group, and I do chat in there daily, try to help people out as much as I can. I can't give you financial advice. That's not what I do here. I'm not a financial advisor. I just share what I would do in certain situations and what I'm currently doing. And if you want to follow that, that's up to you and your decision and your portfolio. But I appreciate it, guys, if you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. And I appreciate it if you give this video a like. It helps get this video out to more people out there. And we'll see you on the next video. Thank you.